country, which would be the most effective, and most practical, which would be the least practical. So for a third world country, you would say the most practical would be the condom. For a first world country, IUD, the Depo-Provera injection, and birth control pill.
Can you repeat that?
Those are the least practical?
The most practical in this country. So IUD, the Depo-Provera shot, and the birth control pill or patch. Okay, so we have also these over here. We took the sponge out because they don't make the sponge anymore. If you remember that episode of Seinfeld, if you're old enough to remember. The diaphragms here are those cervical caps. And now the ones, especially over here, is very, very large. So I don't know if that's for a human or a horse. Because of the size, I don't know. What also in there it says that the IUD is a thing of the past. Well, this was made in the 80s. IUD is a big thing these days. They've brought it back. Also, those birth control pills expired the year I was born, so don't take them. So we have this chart, and we'll ask you a few of these things. I do go through it. So most effective for birth control, they say total abstinence, but abstinence is for people who aren't having sex. You don't need birth control if you're abstinent. So it's only abstinent whenever you're fertile would be a good, if you're talking about birth control itself. Abstinent people don't need birth control. That's 100% effective, of course. Then tubal ligation or vasectomy, that's 99.6% effective, as well as the hormonal implant. Then it goes down to the IUD, which is that little plastic structure that they insert into your uterus. It usually has some metal filament like copper that will disrupt what's going on in there, preventing any egg implantation. So they have IUD with slow release hormones and with spermicide, and that's about 98% effective. But IUD alone is only 95% effective. The Depo-Provera injection is about 96. Now, high quality latex condom, only 95% effective. If you add spermicide, which is this nonazinol 9, that gives it a better effectiveness, but that compound there is known to increase your susceptibility to HIV because it is irritating to the vaginal wall. So, if you're worried about that, I wouldn't use that stuff. Depends on who you're sleeping with. If you're worried about your partner, yeah. The pill or birth control patch is only 94% effective.
What about the morning after pill?
Let's see. Is that on here?
No, that's 99%.
That prevents ovulation. If ovulation's already occurred, it's not going to prevent pregnancy.
So that's why you gotta take it within.
Yeah, that's why you better hurry up and take it. Okay, the cervical cap is the, I guess, like the diaphragm. That's 99% effective. And that's usually used in conjunction with some spermicidal foam or gel.
Do these numbers take human error into effect?
I don't know. Probably not. Because human error could reduce it to 0%. So latex condom alone is only 86% effective. So remember to use your spermicide with it. Remember that's 95% effective. Diaphragm plus spermicide is only 84%. Now the rhythm method. You need to look that one up. Yes.
Yes.
Only 84% effective.
That is not effective at all.
No.
What was the percentage there?
84.
That's high.
Effective. Pre-ejaculation.
The rhythm method by taking your daily temperature, because temperature increases with ovulation, is only 74% effective. So women will go to the Walgreens to get those ovulation monitors, either to help themselves know when's the best time to get pregnant or when not to get pregnant. Okay, so gentlemen, withdrawal, 74%. And I don't think that is the rhythm method, the withdrawal.
No, the rhythm method is the
temperature.
only, doing it when you're not.
Yeah, when you're not ovulating. And now really listen to this one. Gentlemen, cheap condoms, 70%.
Define cheap condoms.
Ones that are going to cost you less than $15.
Aw, man. What if it's only one time?
You have 70% there. Okay, douching, 40%. And random chance is 10%.
What does random chance mean?
Just hoping you don't get pregnant. Okay, so none of these except for the condom are going to protect you from STDs. And the condom is not going to protect you from herpes. That's a contact induced disease. So you would need saran wrap or something.
I don't want to know where you go to clubs.
So do you have to know all the percents?
No. We'll want you to know which one is more effective than the other. So I would just make a list. Most effective to least effective. Like what is more effective? Cheap condoms or cervical cap. And it would be cervical cap. Which is really similar to the diaphragms that we have in here. Which we had to put holes in so people wouldn't steal them.
Because they're not cheap.
Yeah, they're not cheap, no. And those are very old. They're very rigid, and people would still probably try to steal them and use them.
Yeah.
People get desperate.
Well, the issue is, when you pull that out, the mood is gone. Just
I bet, considering the size, if you come look at the size of them,
Yeah.
you have to be fitted for them from a doctor. Yeah, you just can't go to Walgreens and get one. You can go to Walgreens and get female condoms. I was always meant to bring one for this lab because nobody uses them and they're really awkward. They are pretty effective. It's this long plastic bag.
Yeah.
I think you gotta blow in it to kind of open it up. I don't know. Okay, so that's it for what I'm instructing you on in lab today. Look at your models. Get your pictures of your parts in there. Get pictures of these displays. We also have this up here you can take a picture of. And I will get you that stuff that Dr. Yoder wants to omit from the veins and arteries. And please remember how to tell the difference